Hello, everyone. I'm happy that you all were able to navigate your way through Teams and to find this video. This is the first of many videos to come your way, and hopefully we'll be able to do some live communication via Teams where this isn't going to be a recording, but you'll be able to talk to me and I'll be able to talk to you back. But in the meantime, I'm testing some things out while you guys are testing things out and trying to figure out how to use Teams. But again, I am happy that you all were able to find this video. I'm going to be really excited to be able to see your faces and to actually hear your voices and talk to you. Before we get started with having our lessons, classroom lessons on Teams, there are some things that we need to go over, and that is our online classroom expectations and online etiquette. And some of you may be very, very familiar with it, and others of you are not. But just for the sake of making sure that we're all on the same page, I'm going to go over them anyway. One of the things that you want to do now that you know how to get on Teams, you need to come to your Teams classroom on time. So that means you need to be on time is 5 minutes early. Okay, so if we're going to meet at 10, then you need to be online by 9:55 with your Teams on and waiting for me to open up the classroom. And more than likely, I will be there and just waiting for others to join in, or you can be in the waiting room waiting for me to open up. Once class starts, make sure that you say hello so that I know that you're there, and then mute your microphone, okay? Because it can get really, really loud and crazy if everybody's microphone stays on as they come on. So you come in, say hello to the class, and then mute your microphone. You also want to be prepared to be an active listener. And what that means is that you need to set up your camera so that we can see you and you can see us. And so when I'm looking out at the class and I have all of your faces on my screen, because I will be able to see everybody all at once, even though you may only be able to see a few at a time. I'll be able to see everybody all at once. So you want to make sure that you are actually looking at the camera, or if you're taking notes, I'll be able to see you have a pen and you're writing. So that taking notes is great. That's fine. But I'll know that you're taking notes because you'll be writing, then you'll look up, and then you'll write, and you'll look up. So I can tell that you're taking notes. If you have questions while I'm having class with you, I want you to go to the chat section. So on the right side of your screen is going to be a chat box, and you'll have a chance to write questions down. If somebody in the class has the answer to your question, they may respond back to you in the chat. But there should be no yelling out and trying to talk during instruction. If your question wasn't answered, I will pause for question and answers periodically in between our lesson. Okay, the next thing I want you to do is just be aware of your surroundings. Okay, so this is new. You basically are going to be inviting everybody into your house while we are online, which means they can see what's happening in the background. If you know that you have a little brother or a little sister who gets up in the morning and the first thing they do is go to the bathroom, and they usually don't have on a robe, you want to make sure that your camera doesn't capture them coming out of the room and going to the bathroom. You want to be in a place maybe like your dining room, or some other place in your house that's not heavily trafficked, where there's not a lot of people walking by. You don't want your siblings to stick their face in the camera to say hi to people. Those things are not appropriate. We want to mimic as much as possible what a classroom setting would be like. Also, you want to make sure that you're dressed appropriately. As much as we would love to stay in our PJs and keep our rollers in our head and our bonnets on, or whatever we wear on our heads, go to bed, do-rags, whatever, you want to remove all those things, comb your hair, wash your face, brush your teeth, put on a decent shirt, and come to us appropriately, okay? All right. Then that goes for food as well. I don't mind you drinking water, but you shouldn't be having breakfast, lunch, dinner, or whatever while we're on live. Please get up early enough to eat before or be patient and eat after. Our sessions are only going to be about 30 minutes long. Okay, let's see. Speaking of a quiet place. All right, so that's about it. I think I had some things. I had a little checklist over here trying to make sure that I covered everything. So once again, I'm glad that we're going to get a chance to spend some time with each other. And if you have any questions, again, put it in the chat box. I can see the chat box and I'll scroll through it before exiting out of the class. And if you have a question, you can raise your hand. I can see you raising your hand. And I'll call your name to go ahead and unmute. If some of you all try to take advantage of the mute situation, meaning that you are keeping your computers unmuted and there's too much noise in your background, I will mute you. Okay, so I'd rather you be in control than me, but if that doesn't work out, I will mute you. Okay. All right, so that's it for today. I hope you guys are powering through your assignments and remember to ask questions. Also, remember that you have to submit in the written responses to me because the computer grades your quizzes but does not grade your written assignments. And the only way to get credit for that is to turn it in. All right, talk to you guys again soon.